Hello everyone, and welcome to the live demo session of cloud integration training. And so I will start the demo now. As why I was asking, because if you guys are, experienced guy, if you have a background in integration side, then sometime then I can skip something. But as you guys don't have a background in integration side, then I will take from the basic. Okay. Now, if I just wanted to introduce myself. This is Anu, and I have around more than 10 years of experience in integration side, and I have specialized in SAP PI, PO, SAP CPI, Open Connector, and API management. And also, I am a certified in data science also. Now, I will start the session. As we are going to introduce this SAP CPI. So what is the CPI means? CPI means your cloud platform integration. Initially, people were telling it as a SAP HCI. So what was HCI? HCI was HANA Cloud Integration. So HCI or CPI, both are same, only the name changes. Now, SAP has changed from CPI to CI. CI is your cloud integration. So just for the marketing purpose, SAP is changing the name so that they can establish themselves in the market. And client will be, client can understand by name itself, client can understand what is the tool. So initially it was a HCI, then they have changed to the CPI, and then they have changed the name from SAP CPI to SAP CI. That is a cloud integration. Nowadays, you will get a job and all on the basis of cloud integration name and all. Okay, now just a small introduction of what is the cloud and on-premise. So what is this on-premise? On-premise, if you go for on-premise kind of thing, then in that case, and in a layman term I am talking, when you're going for on-premise kind of thing, then in that case, you need a software, you need a hardware, and you need to install, and it should be under your company's landscape or organization landscape. So you might need a hard disk also, you need a software, then you need a RAM, ROM, and whatever the VM, whatever things are required, everything you need when it is your, sorry. So when it is on-premise, but what is cloud? So in cloud, what is happening? You have a server at one place, but you can access it from anywhere else. This is what about the cloud. In cloud, when you are using a cloud, when a customer is using cloud, in that case, they are not going to install anything in their system. Only they need a simple desktop or laptop to connect it, and they can start the work. They will get the URL, user ID and password. With the help of that one, only they can start the work from day one. So they are not going to do anything, no installation, nothing is required. Only access is required. Now, this is an on-premise architect where you are going to install your software, in your organizational landscape. And for that, you need some hardware also, configuration required. And everything you have to do is in your organization landscape, so that others can't access it. Even if you are using those things, unless until VPN is not there, you can't access their system. That whatever there is in your on-premise. Now, what is this cloud now? So, what is this cloud computing? Under this cloud computing, what is happening? Why it is now a popular? Nowadays, very popular, and SAP is also investing heavily on this cloud part. The reason behind that one is when you are working on on-premise. So what happened? Basically, you need software, hardware, all everything is required. Again, you need a basis team or infra team is required. They will take care of their system, right? But when you are going for this on like cloud part, so this works like consumption basis. Whatever you are going to consume, you have to pay it. So, like in your house also, suppose you are I mean when you switch on the electricity and all whatever the electricity you are consuming, like because of AC or like fan or whatever like that. Basically, you are paying for that, but you are not installing your whole setup in your house. Basically, this government it is coming from or like private or whatever the government side is there. This setup is there. Okay, from there you are getting electricity, and whatever you are consuming it, you are paying for that. So our work is very easy now in that case. Okay, I am not going to set up anything in this case. I am doing, I am just using the things. I am just using the service. I am not doing the whole thing. So how much money we are saving? We are saving a lot money. Otherwise, if you starts doing the setup and all, it will take. I mean, like you have to pay enough money. You have to invest enough money. Now, here also the same thing is written. What is cloud computing? It is a version that has server, software, networking, and full platform with itself. And then why it is popular? Because this cloud part it and all, it is quickly available and accessible, and full automation is there. Okay, so this basically this cloud computing is working on basically pay per use kind of thing. Whatever you are using, you have to pay it. If you are not using, you don't pay, like that. And whether it's a CPI or whatever these things are coming in like cloud part, everything, everything, okay, is actually uh, working on pay-per-use kind of thing. Now, under this cloud computing, you have basically three things. First is SAS, SAS, second is PAS, and the third is IaaS. What is this SAS? SAS is your software as a service. PaaS is your platform as a service, and IaaS is your infrastructure as a service. So when I talk about SAS, that means it says about your software. Okay, and that software basically you are going to use it. So when you going to use it, in that case, suppose for example, I say like I am going for an Amazon.com, whether I am a buyer or seller, I am not going to configure it anything. Basically, I am using that software. I am using it, Amazon or Flipkart, whether I am a buyer or seller, anything. So that comes under SAS because I am not doing any configuration. I am not doing any changes. My account, only I'm creating my account. That's it. Basically, I am using your service. I am using the software. I am not going to develop it. Right. So that comes under SaaS. SAP has some SaaS applications called SuccessFactors, Ariba, or Concur. Now, there is something called PaaS, Platform as a Service. So here, what is happening, right? Basically, you are going to design, develop, and build the test applications which are provided by cloud infrastructure. For example, you have a CPI or Wix.com. So in CPI, basically, you are going to design hope I am audible, right? Hello.
Hello, Anu, your
Hello.
voice is little bit too low. Anu.
Now is it okay?
No, I don't know whether it is happening only for me or else for all.
Okay. Still is it okay? Still is it same problem?
Actually, your voice is a little bit breaking. So some information I can able to hear, and some it is little bit breaking.
Okay, 1 minute. Now is it okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now, whenever if you feel like I am not audible, just interrupt me. Okay.
Sure.
Now, as CPI, what is the CPI? In CPI, actually, you are going to design, develop, and build your application, and that you can use it. So this CPI comes under PaaS, that is a platform as a service. Now, you have something called IaaS, that is infrastructure as a service. What is this infra? Under this infra, basically, you are getting like storage, database management kind of thing. For example, you have a Google Drive. So in Google Drive, basically, you are keeping your information, like your photos are there, your documents are there. So those things comes under infrastructure structure, IaaS. Now, this is the same thing I have given the example, and who use it? This SaaS like software and all. So in that case, business user is basically using it. For PAs, PaaS is a developers, and IaaS are like system admins. And why you get software applications? For SaaS, it's a software application. PaaS is a development platform, and IaaS is a computing resource. Then what is the purpose of SaaS is to complete the business task, because the business people only use it. Then PaaS is like to build and deploy the application that I already told you. And IaaS is nothing. Basically, you are going to store on networking purpose and all. Like for example, you have Google Drive, or where you are storing your pictures or like your documents. Now, there is something called there is something called SAP BTP. What is this BTP? BTP is nothing, your SAP Business Technology Platform. Nowadays, whatever this like cloud things are coming from SAP side, they are adding in BTP. Whether it's a CPI or ABAP for HANA, or it's like S4H or UI5 or like analytics, everything they are introducing inside of this SAP BTP. Or whether it's like SAP API management and all, everything is coming under this SAP BTP. Now, again, I have added one example of your cloud part, how this cloud part is working. Like, for example, if you go for this Make My Trip. So under this Make My Trip, you can see like you are Make My Trip also, like there are two options, right? Either you are a like consumer, basically you are working as you are booking your ticket and all, and simultaneously there are hotels are there, flight systems are there, okay? Those have a different account. So basically you are paying the money and they are using it. They are providing the service kind of thing. But in both cases, we are not going to develop this Make My Trip. We are just using it. And according to that one, we have to pay it, right? If you are booking any flight ticket, so this Make My Trip is charging us some convenience charges, right? Similarly, they are charging from the flight side also, airlines also. So because we are using the service, but we are not doing any kind of configuration service. We have just our account. Either we can book the flight, or what we can do is basically, or this airlines company can provide the, they can, we have to pay them, and instead we will get the seat also. So this is happening with the hotel industry, or it can be the cab side also. Now, under this BTP, there is something called service marketplace. So I have already told you there are multiple applications are introduced by SAP, and those things are coming in BTP. Like, for example, you have a ABAP HANA is there, you have a event mesh is there, alert notification is there, you have a like master data integration is there, you have a integration suite is there. Okay, this under this integration suite only you will get a CPI access. Fine. Now, when you go inside of this integration suite, basically you will see 4 options. First is design, develop and operate integration scenario. This is nothing your CPI or CI. Now you can see also SAP has changed the name from CPI to CI. That is, you can see the name as a cloud integration. Next is your design, develop and manage APIs. This is nothing your API management. Then there is something called extend non-SAP connectivity. If you want to connect with the non-SAP applications, in that case, there is something called open connectors are there. Then you have an integration advisor that comes under implementation interface and mappings. Basically, we are going to work or we are going to get training in this SAP CPI, that is your cloud integration, or SAP CI. So we will focus more on this cloud integration. And these things comes under your integration suite. Okay. Now, what is this integration and why basically I mean like we are going for any middleware kind of thing? So initial days, what happened if suppose this particular system wants to connect to this and this, so one by one, so this has to connect with this one, this has to connect with this one, this has to connect with this one, and similarly if this has to connect with this one and this one, again individually it has to be connected. So you can see this is a kind of a spider web, and which was not feasible, because if I have to update something here, then that update goes here. In that case, again, this system has to come here, and this system is again giving a response here. Then it is coming here, and it is updating kind of thing. So it's taking time. So because of that, what happened? There are middleware came in the picture. So middleware will be inside of this one. Every system is connected to this middleware. If you want to trigger anything, if you want to send any message to this, it will be routed through your middleware. Now, you can see here, this is a SAP cloud integration. I mean, just like a pictorial representation that this SAP cloud platform integration can connect with your cloud applications, your on-premise application, your public authorities, social networks like Twitter and Facebook. Also, you can configure it in your cloud applications. I mean, through CPI, then mobile application also, and then business partners also. Now, what is this middleware? I mean, in layman term, I will try to explain what is this middleware. What is the use for that one? For example, I mean, you have gone for this Google Translator and all. What you are doing, suppose you want to convert to the German language from English to German. So you are using this translator, and what this translator is doing, basically it is converting it. Similarly, middleware is doing, middleware is SAP CPI-PI, MuleSoft, or this or whatever, I mean like integration tools are TIPCO and all are middleware. Okay, those are integration tool, or you can say middleware. Now I give, I mean, what is happening if you want to convert it, okay, from your English to German? In that case, what is happening? Basically, this one, I mean, your translator, okay. So basically, this translator is what it is doing is basically it is converting English to German. So initial days, we were calling this middleware as a broker. So what is the use of this broker? So if you suppose you are going to rent a house in different cities, okay, and uh, suppose I mean like you suppose you are going to Chennai, and there if you want to get a house, so if the owner knows only like Tamil, and you know only Hindi, but your broker knows Hindi and Tamil both, so what happened? He will communicate your requirement to the owner, and whatever the owner says, it will tell to you. So similarly, this middleware or CPI, PI, means whatever it is like that, it will work in the similar way. It will basically understand your requirement and tend to the target system. For example, suppose you have a sender. Sender is nothing, your source. Source you have, and suppose I mean, for example, suppose you want to integrate two systems. You want to send your data from SAP ECC, okay, to any like BW, okay, or any third-party application, .NET systems are there, or anywhere else. Suppose you want to send it, right? So in that case, your SAP ECC is your sender, and third-party system is your receiver. Now, your SAP system says that I can send only in JSON format, data in JSON format. I can't send in XML format. But sorry, your SAP system is telling you that I can send data in only in XML format, but your third-party system is telling that I can accept your data only in your JSON format. So in that case, SAP or your EC system can't convert directly. Okay. So in that case, we are using this middleware, API or any other middleware. What happens? It will basically convert your XML message to your JSON format. This is just an example of your middleware, how the middleware is working, what is the use of this middleware. And there are many other things that middleware can also do. This is the layman term. I tried to explain what is this middleware, what is the use of that one. This is again, I mean, like architect of like SAP cloud platform. You can see under this cloud platform, you have a customer tenant, tenant management node, runtime node, okay, monitoring data, message content kind of thing. Then it can be connected to this cloud engineering. Then some of like adapters are there, okay, like that. We will cover I mean individually one by one. Let me go inside of this. Now, what is the advantage of your CPI system? So as I said, when you are using any cloud system, the advantage is there is no maintenance. Basically, you are not going to install anything, right? So it's similarly for CPI also, you are not going to install it. Basically, when you start working on CPI, you will get a URL, user ID and password, and from the day one, you can start working on that one. Then less implementation time, obviously, there is no implementation time. Okay, only you have to load your like URL. Then rolling software updates, what does this mean? Okay, so this is like, for example, if I say like, if you are going for Amazon.com, right? So what this Amazon.com is doing, if suppose they are changing, I mean, they are changing their logo or anything else, okay, in their system, they're adding some menu or they are removing something, whatever they are doing, we are not getting updated. We are not getting affected, but they are updating on daily basis or like weekly or monthly, whenever it like that. Similarly, CPI is working in the same way. Here also software is getting updated. We are not getting affected. It is not like there is a downtime kind of thing is there. It will always be up. Then tenant isolation here, though it is on cloud, you will get a development quality and production tenant. And still, if you want to, if I give you user ID and password and URL, you can use this CPI in your mobile also. So maybe in future, like for monitoring purpose and all, CPI, I mean like this CPI, you can, maybe you will get a app, API app or something, or maybe they will customize. SAP might be focusing on to use it on your Android device also, on your mobile or iPad, so that you can use it from anywhere. The reason behind that one is, suppose you are a critical resource. So you are a critical resource and you are somewhere else, and still if you you are outside and you want to see something is failed, and you want to see it, and you want to guide your team or your client, then in that case you can open in your mobile also. Advantage of CPI is that you can migrate. See, SAP PI is your middleware, which is a on-premise system. So initial days, SAP PI, whenever there is an integration is coming, then in that case we are using the PI or PO. Now SAP has given option to migrate it from SAP PI to SAP CPI. That is the reason there are more demands, because there are hundreds and thousands of projects are running on SAP PI, and they want to migrate it from SAP PI to CPI. And why they are migrating it? Because they will get the support up to only up to 2030. Now, this is, I am just giving an overview of what is the difference between SAP CPI versus SAP PI. PI is your on-premise, CPI is your cloud version. So you can see here, you can see the cost-wise. Cost-wise, the CPI is effective because you don't need a basic consultant. You are not going to install it anything. You don't need like some kind of configuration. You are getting a URL, user ID and password, and you can use it. Then availability, there is no downtime kind of thing, even though there is some updates are there. But if it is with this on-premise, in that case downtime will be there. If it is a on-premise, then pre-package is nothing, a folder kind of thing. That means here it is trying to say standard. If I compare with your system, so standard like functions are there, or standard iFlows are there, okay, or standard scenarios are there, which here you can use it. It's the kind of plug and play kind of thing. Suppose you want to connect with the SuccessFactors, Ariba, or Hybris kind of thing. In that case, there are lots of pre-packages are there. There are lots of scenarios which are already built. You have to just do the connectivity options. That's it. I mean, you have to give the URL, user ID and password, and with the help of that, you are able to connect to any system. Now, support-wise, if I say support, when you are going to work on support, in that case, in CPI, you are getting a support from SAP, but in PI, you need your own support. I mean, there should be some basis guy should be there to support you. Latest innovation, because PI is anyways going to be, like retire. So SAP is investing heavily on SAP CPI, and daily they are in, like a daily or monthly basis, at least I can say, like you will getting something new things you can see in CI, cloud integration, SAP cloud integration. Then system setup. When you are working on this PI, it is on premise, so you have to do some setups. But in CPI, there is no setups, nothing is required. Then again, support by the same support. Latest updates. As PI is going to retire, why I am telling you about this SAP CPI or PI kind of thing, and this example, like differentiation, because when you are working on like any project, they will expect you, you should have some basic idea of PI. Why? Because it might be you get a project where you have to migrate it from PI to CPI. If directly it is a CPI, it's fine. And as you are working on like SAP side, so you should be aware of this PI. What is PI? Only for that reason, I have added here, like I have just did a comparison between SAP CPI versus PI. So that tomorrow, if you face any client or any interview, in that case, you can basically face them. You can give the answer, though you have not worked on PI, and there is no dependency. When you are working on CPI, it is not like that. You have to work. You should be experienced in PI, but you should have an idea what is PI, okay, and what is the difference in that one. That is enough. Now, latest software updates are coming on daily basis to CPI, but it is not happening with the PI. Monitoring, both sides are same. In CPI or PI, you can monitor your message on daily basis. Then there is something called a data storage concept. The data storage is nothing you. If you want to store your payload is nothing your data, your information, your message. If you want to store, though it is a middleware is not used to store the message, but still, if you want to store it temporarily, you can use this data store concept in your SAP CPI. Now there are something called adapters. Same thing, adapters wise, both are same, SAP CPI or PI. Adapters are nothing your connectors. By that you are going to connect to any system. Then connectivity path also both have same type of connectivity. So I mean there is no issue in that whether it's a PI or CPI because both are middleware. Now when you are going for integration suite, I will show you the system. I will show you the system also. When you are going to work on integration suite, so what happened? There is something called, if you remember, like I have shown you the cloud integration. So under that, basically, I will show you that part here. If you go inside of that one, this page will open. This is called a web UI. Under this web UI, you can see discover, design, and monitor. Discover is basically standard iFlows, standard packages are there. Those things you can see under this discover. Then there is something called design. Basically, whatever the development you want to, you can do here. And there is something called monitoring. Whatever you did it, if you want to see the message flowing, you can see here. Okay, this is your discover. This is your design, and this is your monitor. Okay, now I will navigate it to the system. Okay, now one second. Let me check. Trial. Okay. See, this is your SAP integration suite. Okay. Under this one, you can see design, develop, and operating systems. Then this is your API. This one is cloud integration. You can see the name also. The name is changed from SAP CPI to CI. That is your cloud integration. This is your API management. This is your integration advisor. Recently, they have introduced this trading partner management. And there is something called open connector also. Open connector basically used for the third-party connectivity, or you can say non-SAP connectivity part. Okay, now we will more focus on this cloud integration. So this cloud integration, I think you have a CPI. How you are going to navigate? You have to click here. Just click here. You will be navigated to the web UI, SAP CPI web UI. Okay. Now you can see first one option is your discover, second one is design, and third one is the monitor. If I click on this discover, you can see.
Abhishek, sorry to interrupt. Are you sharing your screen? Because your screen is a bit lagging. We are able to see only the PPT slide.
PPT, you can see.
Yeah, PPT, we can see 24th slide only.
Sorry, wait. Actually, okay. Sorry. Now is it okay? Now I hope you can see, right?
Yes.
Yes, now I can see.
Okay. Actually, I have shared only the PPT. Okay, fine, no problem. I have just I will show again. Okay, 1 minute. Okay. So I am sharing you like integration suite. Okay, this is your integration suite. Under that one, you can see there are 5 options. First is your cloud integration, our CPI. Then second one is API management. third is integration management, and fourth is trading partner. This trading partner management is basically your, this is the newly introduced thing. Okay, and there is something called open connector. Open connector is nothing your, basically it is used to communicate to the non-SAP systems. Like if you want to connect to the Marketo, or if you want to connect to some of the like Google Drive and all, in that case you can use this open connector, but everything is chargeable here. Now, if you want to navigate it from here to your cloud integration to your CPI, in that case, you can click on that one. You can see this one. Okay, so here you can see the first option is discover, second is design, third is your monitor. So what is the discover now? If we click on this discover, we can see I'm in discover 436, and there are something, these things are there, right? So what is happening? What is the, first I will say what is the meaning of discover, then I will say what are these things. So as the name says, discover means you are going to discover something, you are going to search something, you are going to find something new, right? So this discover is basically for the standard things. Like for example, if you have worked on like SAP is ERP side, ECC side, so you have seen some of the like standard functions are there, correct? That you are using directly. Or like in your whatever, wherever your area is there, there is some standard things are there. You are not going to configure it. Basically, whatever the standard things are, you are just using it. You are not writing the code. You are not doing anything, right? Whatever it is that, for example, iDocs are there, right? So you are using the iDoc directly. You are not going to change it. Similarly, SAP has developed something standard things they have developed. And those standard things, if you want to search it, you can search from your discovered part. So, what is this 436 is written here? 436 is written, nothing was a kind of, it is 436 packages are there. So packages are nothing kind of folder where multiple iFlows are coming. And what is this iFlow? That is integration flow. Basically, this is what actually you have to develop it. In layman term, if I compare to ABAP, like it's a like customized coding kind of thing. Okay. If you are writing any code and all, any report and all, so everything, if you see, okay, I'm comparing it, but iFlow is completely different from your code and all. I'm just comparing it so that you will understand easily. So if I compare with your like your code to iFlow, like standard codes are there and your custom codes are also there. So if you have a similar kind of code, if you are clubbing it in one folder, that is called a package. Similarly, when you are working CPI, if you have a similar kind of iFlows related to similar kind of business process, okay, and you are clubbing it in one folder, that is called a package. So this package is nothing your folder where multiple similar kind of iFlows will be there. So you can search here, you can find here. So you can see these many, around 436 packages are there. These all are the standard packages that you can use it directly. The benefit of this one is whatever you have, whatever standard things are there, okay, and standard contents are there. If you want to integrate, everything is ready. You have to just use it. That's it. I am giving an example. Suppose you are writing a code, okay, and the code is already available and you have to use it. How much time you think that time is saved? The same thing is happening here. You have to find the respective package or iFlow, and then you can use it. Now, whenever anything, whenever you have any doubt, you can interrupt me. There is no issue. Then there is something called design. Design means something called a development. If you want to customize your standard things, or you want to write your own, or you want to create your own iFlow or own package, in that case, that comes under this design part. Design means basically design, I mean development, deployment. Deployment is nothing, your activation of your iFlow. Okay. If you are going to design or develop or you want to deploy, everything you have to do inside of this design. Okay. So whatever we are going to do, we have to do inside of this design part. Okay. Now there is something called monitoring. Monitor third tab. Right. What is this monitor part? Suppose your system, your configuration is ready, your iFlow is ready, you are able to, you have, I mean, your configuration, I mean, your system is activated, I mean, your changes are activated, and you are ready to accept any message from the source side, or you are ready to send the message to the target side. In that case, after that, I mean, like in that case, you have to go and check your monitor message processing. So under this monitoring, basically you can see messages flow. What are the messages coming to the sender and what are the messages going to the receiver through CPI? Everything will be visible here. So if there is any error, so you can find it. If there is no error, it will show the completed message. I mean, it will show the successful. But whatever the message related things are there, you want to see the payload. You want to, I mean, like see whether the message or the error or it is successful or whatever the status of that one. Everything you can see inside of this monitor message processing. Other than that, you have something called manage integration content, manage security. Just giving an overview. This manage integration content is nothing. Your iFlows health, whether it is activated properly or not activated properly. Like if you remember, like when you are writing a code and you are compiling it, right? You are seeing that whether there is some warning or error is there. It tells about similar kind of thing with manage integration content. If there is any error, it will tell that your iFlow is in error. And this part basically tells about your messages are in error or not. Now there is something called security material, manage security. Here basically these things are related to your authentication part that we can check in the next session. Now there is something called manage stores. If you remember, like I have told you, SAP CPI has something called data stores. So what is this data stores? Sankalp, am I audible now?
Abhishek, yeah, I think you went too far again from your microphone because it's keep on your voices keep on up and down.
Hope now is it okay, right?
No, still we are not able to clear your voice clearly.
Now is it okay?
Yes, now it is okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. So now what is happening? I mean, okay. So up to this part is clear, manage integration content.
Yes.
Okay. Now there is something called manage security. So under this manage security, what is happening is if it is related to your authentication part that we can see in the next session. Then there is something called manage stores. If you remember, like in PPT, I have told you something called data stores. So this part is basically to keep your message. If you want to store your message, then you can use this data stores. Now I'm in leave for this time. I like the system log file. This is basically this will log your messages and all. Now, this is what about the like introductory part of this your cloud integration. Now, if you have any question, you can ask me now. Still we have time. Whatever the questions you have, whatever things are coming in your mind, you can ask me. Anybody has any questions? Okay. Am I audible, right? Sankalp and all, I mean, am I audible, right? You can
Yes,
hear
you are
me.
audible. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay.
Abhishek,
So,
one question.
yeah,
One
yeah,
question.
please.
I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
So you said that the standard predefined packages will be available in Discover page, right?
Right,
So,
right.
so suppose you also mentioned that fortnight there will be lot of changes happening to these existing packages, correct? So let's example we have already we want to get an updated version of that particular package. So how can we achieve that one object? Because we have already downloaded that particular package from this
Yeah,
Discover.
yeah. I tell you. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. So what is happening? Whatever the packages you have selected, standard package, you are talking about the standard package, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever the standard packages are there, so if you have downloaded it, if you are using it, okay, you will get the update on that one.
Okay.
You will get the update on that one. So it's like though you are using it, you will get the update. Whatever the new things are coming, it will be added in that one. You just need to update it. That's it.
Okay.
So no need to worry about that one. It won't be updated. It will happen automatically. You will get information. One second. If I have anything, I may show you. Okay, 1 minute. Where is that one? See, for this one, okay, for this prepackage, you can say update available. That means there is something is there for which some changes has done from SAP side. And if
Okay.
I want to use it, I have to update this one.
Okay.
Got it?
So automatically SAP will won't update, right? Until unless we click on that update button, right?
Automatically won't update, but you will get
Okay.
notified the updates are available and you can update it. And it happened throughout the production.
Okay. Okay. So no. My question is, for the standard package, if we try to download and if you want to do any customization on the standard package, so later on,
No, I got it. See, if you want to customize it, if you want to change it, okay, then you won't
yeah.
get update. But if you want
Okay.
to use it as it is, like just giving user ID, password, and URL, okay, what happened? In that case, updates will be there. But if you are trying to, like edit it, if you want to do some modification, then in that case, you won't get updated. You won't get updates.
Okay. Okay. That is what my actual doubt is.
Okay.
Thanks for clearing.
Yeah. Anyone else has any questions? Anyone has any doubt? Up to that, what I have covered, like Abhishek is there, Rajesh is there. Anyone? Whatever the doubt, you can clear it now. I have time. Okay. Looks like, I am a very good trainer. And you guys had no doubt. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Is there anyone is asking? Okay. Okay. Now, if you have any question regarding this course content or like server and all, you can talk to me now. Okay. So regarding course content, I think from institute side, you have already received this course content. That you can go through that one. And also, from institute side, it is said like, if you have any concern anytime, okay. So, we will be available. And based on ability, if suppose I am working on a project and So I may not reply you. Okay. But as soon as I get free, I will reply you. Second thing is that even I mean, like if you have any doubt, okay. So I mean, and you want to go for like, I mean, like after the, suppose I have covered the session, okay. And still, I mean, you're thinking that you want to do practice and I mean, like those things you want to check it, okay. So we can go for some extra classes also. Okay. And also, I will cover basically because you are from like a different background and all. So I will cover some of the topics like which is related to your interview, and also if there is any certification questions are coming, that also I will cover it. I will ask you at the end of the class. So like for example, like Sankalp has asked, right? So regarding this update part, right? So in interview also they will ask you such type of things. I mean, like whether whether the update will be available. Suppose I have used it. I mean, we will get the update or not. So in that case, your answer should be clear. Okay, that if we are using it, just we are providing. I mean, like just we are configuring. Configuration means you are providing the user ID and password and the URL. Then in that case, we will get the update. If suppose we want to change the, I mean, like change the flow. Okay, in that case, we will not get the update. And also, this update is not happening directly, automatically. We will get notified. I mean, this you can see, right? This green color is coming, updates are coming. With the help of that, we will identify that updates are available. And if required, if you are fine, your functional team, your team is fine, then only do the updates. This is the first question they will ask you. Other than that, I mean, the basic funda I am telling you, they will ask you some typical questions. Okay. I mean, like, what is the advantage of CPI? Okay. Why we should go for CPI? Okay. Why your client has gone for the CPI? Why not? I mean, the SAP has your own PI. Why it is not going for that one? So you can say simply that PI has a like, I mean, in the 2030 that is going to be retired and there is no support after that. So this is the first reason people are moving from PI to CPI. And second are these things like cost, stability, pre-package support, okay, connectivity and all. Because of that reason we are going to CPI. Now maybe they will ask you about something about what is the funda behind your cloud computing and all. I mean, why we are going for CPI part. So CPI works as a pay per use functions. Whatever you are using, that much you have to pay it. If you don't require much, you don't pay much. If you require less, you pay less, like that. And they will ask you again one question. I mean, what are the things comes under integration suite? Where this SAP CPI is residing. So in that case, the answer is your integration suite. Under this integration suite, you have a 4 or 5 options. One is like integration advisor, open connector, API management. Sankalp, who is it? Can you go on mute, Abhishek or whoever? Okay. So you have a 4 option usually under this integration suite. One is CPI, another is API, then open connector and integration advisor. So basically you have a 4 option under this integration suite, and we are going to use this SAP CPI, which is a middleware. Yeah, mostly these things are, then they will ask what is BTP and all, what are the applications are under BTP. You can say like integration suite, event message, their ABAP is there, S4H is coming. Okay, then I mean this SAP Analytics is also a part of this SAP BTP and all. Master data integration is also there. All are comes under your BTP. Okay. So these things they will ask you on the initial time. Like, I mean, you should aware of these things. I mean, from the day one when you are going to learn this CPI, so that you can give the answer, whether it's a project interview or you are going to search outside. In both cases. Yeah. Now, still anybody has any questions, they can ask me, or we can wind up the session, the demo. Yeah, sure. I mean, like we can stay in this call, Abhishek. No, yeah, Abhishek, no, Sankalp, right? Sankalp, we can stay in this call and we can connect it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Okay, everyone. I mean, like, thank you. And if you have any questions, okay, you can connect with the institute.